Hi, boys and girls. Let's get started with today's math lesson. We're on chapter 8, lesson 8. We are going to tell time to the half hour on a digital clock. Today's math objective. Students will use a digital clock to tell and write time to the half hour. Let's go ahead and get started. So today's math lesson comes with a little story. Here's our story. It's about a boy named Tyler. Tyler's football practice ends at 4:30. We're going to use this clock to show the time. Then we'll write that time on our digital clock. This is a picture of his phone. And then we're going to talk about how we can turn this analog clock into a digital clock. So first of all, I want to show the time Tyler has practice. If you remember from yesterday's math lesson, 4:30 would look like this. My hour hand, which I'm going to use a red pen to show, is my shorthand, and it will be in the middle of the 4 and the 5. And my minute hand will point to the 6, which is halfway through the hour at 30 minutes. So this shows 4:30. Now, when I have a cell phone or a digital clock, it doesn't show me an analog clock like this. I get a digital clock with these two dots in the middle. I know to the left I have to have the hour, to the right I have the minute. I've already had my minute filled in for me. So if I know that it's past the hour, it's 30 minutes because it's half of the hour. And my hour is 4. That means my time is 4:30. So for me to change my analog clock 4:30 to a digital clock 4:30, kind of looks like what we did yesterday, isn't it? Let's move on. Our see and show. A digital clock can also show time to the half hour. My analog clock, my digital clock. On my digital clock, my hour is on the left, my minutes are on the right. Both of the clocks show 6 o'clock. And I know that it's 6 because let's look at the analog clock. My hour hand is after the 6, before the 7, so it's still in the 6th hour. My digital clock also shows the hour being 6, so it is 6:30 or 6:30. Let's go ahead and start with number 1 through 4. It says to use the clock to show the time, then tell what time is shown. Write the time on the digital clock. So what we're going to do is transfer our analog clock time to our digital clock time. Let me zoom in so we can get a better view. Number 1. Just like yesterday's lesson, I'm going to read my analog clock, starting with my hour hand. My hour hand is after the 1, before the 2, so it's in the first hour. So it is 1:30 because my minute hand is on the 6th. This shows the time as being 1:30. Number 2. My hour hand is after the 8, before the 9, so it's in the 8th hour. My minute hand is halfway through my hour, so the time is 8:30 or 8:30. Let's go down to number 3. My hour hand is after the 11, before the 12. My minute hand is halfway through the hour on the 6th, so I know my minute is 30. And my hour is 11 because it's after the 11, not quite 12 yet. It is 11:30. And number 4, my hour hand is after the 3, before the 4, so it's in the 3rd hour. It's not 4 o'clock yet. My minute hand is halfway through the hour on the 6th at 30 minutes. That means I put my minute on my right side, 30 minutes, and my hour is 3. This analog clock shows 3:30 or 3:30. Let's move on to talk math, boys and girls. This is your chance to talk with your parents or an older sibling, someone who can have a great math conversation with you. How is 10:30 shown on a digital clock? So we did this lesson yesterday. We know how to show 1/2 the hour. So go ahead and have that conversation now. How is 10:30 shown on a digital clock? How is it shown from here onto here? Go ahead. If you need some more time, you can pause my video. I will give you a moment to talk and share. All right, boys and girls, I hope you had time to share. How is 10:30 shown on a digital clock? Well, I know 10:30 is the same as 10:30. So if I had a digital clock, I'm gonna go ahead and draw it here. I'll draw it with a rectangle. 10:30 would be 10:30 with my hour on the left and my minutes on the right. Boys and girls, your math lesson today on my own. You are doing number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You will read the analog clock and write down the time in your digital clock. On the second page, for problem solving, please remember to underline what you know, circle what you need to find out. Mrs. Johnson's class has art at 9:30. It lasts 1 hour. What time does art class end? Read that question carefully. It starts at 9:30 and it goes for a whole hour. What time does it end? Write that time here in your digital clock. Number 12, Aiden's school choir will start singing at 2:30. They will sing for 1 hour. What time will they stop singing? If they start at 2:30, first you need to figure out what time that is. And they sing for an hour. What time is it when they are finished? Write that time here. Hot problem. This is one of those harder problems. We've seen this many, many times. I need you to really think about this question today and then give me a nice detailed response. Chase tells his friend that the time on the clock is 12 o'clock. So look at this digital clock. Chase says that it's 12 o'clock. Tell why Chase is wrong. Well, we already know he's wrong. The problem already tells us. Why is he wrong? Make it right. You can start this with Chase is wrong because, remember, we can always pull the words from the question to start our sentence. Chase is wrong, comma, because. Please give me a nice detailed response. I want a complete sentence. Then don't forget to make it right. That's it for today's math lesson, boys and girls. I'll see you again tomorrow.